What is going on, YouTube fam? It's your boy John checking back in. I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys a upload today. Many of y'all have asked me a bunch of questions about Lucifer, like did the motor blow up, what happened to it, what caused it, what all is on the car, what's done to it, who built it, and then I also got some major news update on my shop DSG, and I plan on giving you guys that information all after we get done heading out there to the gym. You know, gotta make sure you get the daily grind in. Everybody's got a daily grind. So once we get back, I'll tune back in with y'all and let y'all know the deal. We just got back in from the gym, getting ready to get Lucifer washed up so that we can go over what's going on, what all I got on the car, a little status update on how he's been since, you know, the little belt throwing incident, and I guess anything else that you guys wanted to hear, I'll go ahead and have that done after we get done cleaning them up. So without further ado, we finna wash them. We are back. We just finished up cleaning Lucifer. So I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys a little quick overview on what all I have done to this car. Since we're right here at the front, I guess we'll start off up here. On the front, we have 777 Performance Mach 1 front bumper. It's I think in my opinion, it looks better than the stock GTCS front bumpers. For the front wheel setup, we got an 18x5 VMS's with 28x6x18 Sportsman SR Mickey Thompsons. Real quick, in the engine bay, we're running the Hellion twin turbo sleeper kit. Shout out to John Urist for supplying that. We have a Fat Fab coolant reservoir, Fat Fab oil catch can. We're running a 4 Innovations return style fuel system with your upper fuel pressure regulator, lower fuel pressure regulator, and of course we're running the 4 Innovations fuel rails with injector dynamics fuel injectors. I guess also while we're up here, I can give a quick update as to what was really causing the car to smoke, since a lot of people still think that it was blown up. The car's not blown up. So whenever I was making a test pass, I guess I just had an old belt on there and it threw the serpentine belt off, and whenever it threw off the serpentine belt, it took the oil scavenger pump belt off with it. Luckily I was able to source that back on the highway that it fell off at. What this does is this cycles the oil out of the individual turbo oil sump tanks, because I have oil feed lines that run down into the turbos to lubricate the turbos. And whenever that belt came off, it was feeding the turbos with extra oil, and it was never taking the oil back out, causing it to smoke. It was burning oil in the exhaust. The reason why that had a chocolate milk color coming out of the rear of the exhaust is due to the E85 that I run in this car. It started to mix with the oil and it just made its way out the back end, which was leading me to believe it was actually hurt. Thankfully, Lucifer is just fine. Drove it back home same day after tossing another belt on it. No issues. Been driving it here and there. No issues. So I guess we'll also talk about the front. Goes to remind me, I've got Redline Racing hood struts I do need to replace those. They seem to be getting pretty weak on me. But the BMR camber caster plates are what we have used that Chris DeArmond, who just opened up his own shop. I'm gonna have to leave a link down in the description. I can't quite remember the name of his shop off the top of my head, but that was a recommendation from him so that I could get this car within drag spec alignment. So I guess we can move off to the interior real fast. Interior, pretty basic. Not too much done. You know, it's all stock interior, full weight car. It's got your Coyote Direct pass-through switches. This is what my scramble button is. This is another button that's a momentary switch. I don't have that set up on anything at the moment. I do have something in the future planned for that. The car uses a boost leash boost controller, ran off of the N-Gauge, and of course it's tuned by the tune maker, Rob Shoemaker. Car built at DSG. They're the guys who I recommend everybody to go to, is DSG out of Dallas-Fort Worth area. If you speak with Megan or Jason Palmer, really down-to-earth people, they can answer any question about Coyotes that you need. I mean, honestly, that shop, they took me in and they've treated me like family ever since. So transmission-wise, it's got a Suncoast 10R80 Category 2 transmission. I've got a custom spec Circle D torque converter. It was custom spec for a Coyote twin turbo setup. We have S550 Euro rear tail lights, a GT350R track spoiler with a wicker bill. Let me see. Oh, for the rear wheel and tire setup, we're running Weld single bead lock RTS 71 series with some Mickey Thompson ET Street R's, 315/50 17s. Yeah, and I think they look pretty dang good. The reason why I went with 315/50s is Coyote transmissions, they're known to be pretty weak. The 10R80, it's known to be pretty weak. So the 7th gear and the 5th gear, they're weaker gears with inside this transmission. To keep me out of 7th gear and to get a little bit more mile per hour out of the car, I switched over to the 315/50s. Rear suspension wise, I'm running a BMR, let me see, it's the BMR Stop the Hop kit, and it comes with the BMR rear cradle lockouts. Those would be hard for me to get on video. It has the BMR IRS subframe support brackets, which tie to the subframe and to the actual chassis of the car. It also stiffens up the rear subframe so that you don't get as much movement back there. Everybody also should know that wheel hop is the #1 killer for axles on these cars. Thankfully, I never broke an axle on here. I was pretty quick to switch over to the G-Force. I believe I have G-Force Renegade axles, and if I'm not mistaken, they are 1,500 horsepower rated. Which leads me to also, I just thought about, I have the 3.5-inch DSS one-piece aluminum drive shaft. And this car's also running a BMR drive shaft safety loop on it. I do plan on putting this car on the track eventually. I can't really tell when just yet, but I did start getting this car set up so that it will be more track oriented. And I'm just waiting for the right time to go. I still need to figure out how to set up this N2MB watt box. DSG, they installed the N2MB watt box for me whenever it was there for the transmission and the torque converter. Yeah, so I mean, that's Lucifer. Coyotes, they don't really take too much to make pretty good power. Boost, you need boost, fuel, good tuner, E85. And Coyotes, I mean, there's some people that push 1,000 horsepower to the wheels with a stock motor. I've got a stock motor in this car. There's really not much upgrades on motor wise, other than I got boundary oil pump gears and crank sprocket just to give it a little bit more of a safety factor to it. Other than that, it's a stock motor Gen 3 car with 10R80 transmission, twin turbo kit, and it just works. It's a pretty simple build. So if you guys have any further questions on Lucifer, like anything you guys can think of that I didn't speak about, you just let me know. Yeah, I guess that's all there is. So till the next upload video, let me know what you guys want to see next.